This is the story of a ficus that caught my attention the first time I saw it. I saw this tree in December 2024 at Penjing Bonsai Gardens in Melbourne, Florida. I didn't bring it home that day, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. Several months later, I went back, the tree was still there, and this time I decided to bring it home. One of the first things I do when I get a tree is take a good picture of it, multiple pictures from multiple angles. This way, when I do any work on it, I can actually track exactly what it looked like when I got it, and then how it looks after I worked on it.
Right here? Or should I go further?
Right here.
Oh my god.
Be careful with the roots.
Almost there.
Maybe you can keep that branch. Torture.
Okay, so now you're gonna help me get rid of it.
On a whim, I decided to enter this into the New Jersey Bonsai Society show in October. It was fun to display it. After about a year of having it in my yard, in my benches, and watching it grow vigorously with almost no effort required on my end, I decided it's time to actually work on it. The first step was a complete defoliation. The canopy had become so dense that it was difficult to see the branch structure underneath it. Removing the foliage would let me see exactly what I had to work with and make decisions of what stayed, what went, and where the tree could go from here. As you can see, I started working on it with regular scissors, but it didn't take long for me to realize that at my pace, it was going to take a long time. I know a lot of you could do this much faster than I can, but I am slow when it comes to these things. So I switched over to my defoliation shears. It's a small little tool. It works like tweezers. It's a small change, but when you're taking off so many leaves, any improvement in speed was a welcome change, and this actually made me go much faster, and as you can see, it's just snip, snip, snip. And with the last leaves removed, I could finally see the structure of the entire tree. There's a lot of branches growing in different spots that I don't need, places where that need branches, and you can see it was a very healthy and full vigorous tree. But now I can see the roots and where I can trim off the branches. As you can see, my whole tree is on my floor. But this may look drastic, but ficuses are one of those species that can handle a full defoliation like this, as long as it's healthy. Before I started my wiring, I wanted to show you something I've been using to keep my wire a little bit more manageable. These are actually modified 3D printer filament spools that I adapted to hold 1 kg rolls of wire from Stone Lantern. The yellow spools hold my half sizes, while the black spools hold my full sizes. My toolbox isn't exactly the most organized place in the world, so the different colors make it much easier to grab the size I'm looking for. With the defoliation finished, I could start cleaning everything up. That meant removing all the fallen leaves and weeds, but also taking another look at the branch structure. I've removed growth that I already knew wasn't going to be useful, including branches that were just too straight or too long, growing straight up or down. The goal wasn't to style the tree yet, it was just to clean up the structure before I started putting wire on it. Removing additional branches that were not required also made me use less wire and made the whole process easier over time. With the tree cleaned up to some satisfaction, it was finally time to start wiring. A lot of the beginning is simply figuring out what size wire to pick for what branch. It needs to be strong enough to hold the branch where I put it without being unnecessarily heavy, or without having to use double the wire that I need. wiring a tree like this isn't particularly complicated work, but there's a lot to it. There's a lot of small branches, a lot of fine wiring to do. Just getting everything to the end to make sure the wire is the right size and holds is important. At this point, it's just really a matter of working methodically through the tree branch by branch. After working my way through the entire tree and some sore fingers, the wiring is finally complete. Now, for the first time, I had the ability to move the branches and begin building the structure that I wanted. But for the actual styling, I wasn't going to be doing it alone. My friend and bonsai teacher and bonsai master Hugo Zamora Luna is going to help me with this tree. For the next stage, I was fortunate to work alongside my teacher and friend, bonsai master Hugo Zamora Luna. With the tree completely defoliated, cleaned, and wired, we could finally begin bringing everything into position. Now let's watch him work and hear him.
Okay. Let's. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's Chase Rosade in the background giving us
Okay,
instructions.
let's. After the wiring, it's time to set up all the branches. Remember, this is not conifer, this is not pine, this is completely different. It's completely different. So let's move the branches in the tropical style. In the tropical style, the branches are curved a little bit in this direction, not like it's completely the opposite as the whipping style. Is they are in this direction, not flat pads. So let's start. Let's give some movement. Fortunately, you wire every single branch and almost until the edge, so that helps me to give every single branch movement instead of just flat branches.
Yeah, I think you have to turn a little bit. There you go.
Yeah, you have to do that. Yeah, look at this now. I think this is the black background. Then you can see now I'm moving the branches a little bit, not this one yet. Look at this. And also I'm going to bend the branches in this direction. Maybe you can't see in the video this direction because I am moving the branches in this direction in front of you, but also in this position, right? The idea is to have a 3D branches movement in different directions and not completely flat. And of course, I don't want like a curly branches. At the end, I'm going to adjust the branches. Now I'm not going to cut, just I'm going to bend the branches.
I think I should put the camera right there so we can point towards you.
Yeah.
Just cut and edit. Cut and post.
Maybe you need like 3 different cameras.
If I had the money, I would have 3 cameras. One for top view, one each side. You like it, the view?
No, I think.
Yep, good idea.
I think closer and maybe here.
Okay,
Yeah,
sounds
right there.
Do you want anything to drink? Water?
I'm gonna try to work here. What do you think? Here? It's okay? Okay.
You know what water.
As long as you can see the movement in the background.
Mm-hmm.
This would all be a waste, but it'll be fun to at least have the video of it. So you're gonna cut any of the edges off or any of the tips off, or leave it the way it is right now?
Now, just at the end, if I need to cut some branches, I will. Not now.
It looked so bushy when I
Mm-hmm.
before I pruned it. Now it just looks so like looks like you know, the Pirates of the Caribbean, Davy Crockett. It looks like the beard from that.
David Jones.
Davy Jones, yes, Davy Jones. You're right. You're right.
Now I am just giving movement to the branches. I'm not placing the branches in the right spot because I have to watch the tree from the front. So when I am in the front of the tree, I can adjust that. Now I'm just giving some movement,
Okay.
and that's it.
Are the wires anchored properly, or some of them could be better, right? Like,
Yeah, the wire it's good. You are learning fast.
that's all I want to hear. I want to hear you and Karen say you're proud of my wiring. I'm glad I did this before coming here, though, because it really did take a lot of time to like clean up, and
Mm-hmm.
cause there was so many like just random shoots just going up and stuff like that. Like it just took a while to clean up and organize it, you know.
Yeah, it can take several hours. Maybe how many hours it
It
took
took me
you?
about 3 hours to prune, to defoliate it,
Uh-huh.
and then wiring probably took about 4.5 hours. But again, like, you know, you could do it faster than I can, but like it's
But in general, it takes
Yeah.
time.
it's a lot of branch industry, and it's
Mhm. Okay, this tree is still in the process. It's not like a finished tree. But then this is like the main idea. You have one, I don't want to say one pad, but maybe one group of branches growing in this direction here. So and a small, very, very small negative space here or empty space here. Then this is going to be another group, another one here, another one here in the back, then a very small one here in the front with this one. This is going to be another group of branches and foliage, and then almost the top will be one top, but you can see some spaces. So we can, in the future, we can prune a little bit more if we want to reduce the crown and make a separate pads, or just one big crown. Here we have some other branches in the back here and here, and then here. Okay, so I suggest this angle, to change the tree in this angle, because another one looks like just this tall and
Yeah.
this wide. So in the original angle, we can the trunk is almost disappearing. That's why I want to to move the trunk in this angle. It's important to keep this part completely clean without branches or foliage, because this is very important. This is the character in the trunk. In the future, what can we change? For example, this last part of the tree. If you think it's too much, we can cut here, just all this branch and also this one, and then keeping just this big branch as a main pad, this one, without this one. This is another possibility, and then we can reduce a little bit more the general canopy, and then it will be make the tree looks wider and older.
Can you mark the front?
Yep. I prefer to mark it different way.
With their...
Nope. With two wires. Then with 2 wires or 2 chopsticks. So what's the meaning of the front in this case? I want to see the front, right? Maybe in the video you can't see, but the important thing is just to keep the eye. You can see just one of the wires, and the other one is hiding the second one. Then the angle, always I am putting my mark on my wire in the vertical. So if you have a tree with a mark like this, that means that you have to change the angle until being in the vertical. And then also, if I want to tilt the tree in front or back, both marks should be at the same level, like this. So if the marks are like this, that means you have to change the angle until get both marks at the same level. This is to tilt the tree in front and back. Then to tilt the tree left or right, it depends. If the mark is like this, so you have to put it always in the vertical, and then one hiding the other one. Okay?
That makes sense.
So for me, it's like this.
So the height of them, is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both of them should be at the same level.
Okay.
So if you have like marks like this, that means you have to tilt the tree into the back until both of them were in the same level. Or if they're like this, you should tilt the tree.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay? It's just different ways.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think that's a good way.
okay.
All done?
Yep.
Cool.
Maybe you can put the camera a little bit into the back to see the top of the tree. Yep. And then maybe a 360 view.
That's nice.
It looks really nice. That's really great.
Maybe I can sell for $8,000 10 years down the road.
What's that?
Maybe I can sell for $8,000 10 years down the road.
Boom. There you go.
For the National Singapore Flower Show.
So, good approach. Maybe in maybe 2 years, with more secondary branches, smaller leaves, changing the pot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you go bigger pot for now, or like?
No, this size is enough.
Would you go like glazed or anything like that?
Definitely, we need a glazed pot. In my personal opinion, I like trees in blue pots, the ficus in blue pots.
Yeah, I love blue pots.
But
So same dimensions, shallower or like the same thickness?
no, now we need the same size pot just to grow the tree for the next 1 or 2 years. But the final pot should be different, a little bit smaller. Let me see, maybe I prefer like a square or like a rectangle pot,
Okay.
but not like that completely rectangle. That rectangle with chop corners, maybe.
So 2 years later, there'll be the other nationals. We'll find something.
Okay.
So many pots I need to get in the
Yep.
next few years. That's beautiful. Thank you
Yep.
so much, Hugo.
Yep.
Really
Pleasure.
appreciate
That's
it.
awesome.
And this is where we ended up. This is the top-down view of the tree and the canopy. There's still a long way to go, as there's always with bonsai. It's never done. But for the first time since bringing this tree home, I can really begin to see where it's headed. I can't wait to see this in a proper blue bonsai pot like Hugo suggested.